On the getaway, there's a certain kind of magic about traveling in winter, and with the Winter Olympics fast approaching, many travelers are already thinking ahead to seasonal adventures of their own. From snow-covered mountains to unforgettable northern lights lighting up the sky, Intrepid has winter adventures that are closer than you might think. Steve is in the Arc Lounge right now with Leigh Barnes, the president of the Americas for Intrepid Travel, here to talk about all things winter travel. Steve.
Yes, and you and I were just sort of talking about our upcoming travels. You were just in Vancouver, BC for the holidays. I'm planning some across the pond, as we say, later on this year. But, you know, I think a lot of us focus so much on what are we going to do during the summer months because the weather's nice, it's warm, you want to get out and enjoy it. But there's some really good opportunities during the winter months. What are you guys hearing about where people want to go?
Yeah, and I've learned that too after my first summer in America. I made the mistake of not being as planned as I should have been for the summer months.
You learned quickly.
So I've had to be good to go in the winter months. But yeah, I think with a couple of things, with the Winter Olympics coming up, always gets people interested and excited. I think people are looking at more shoulder seasons. You know, summer travel is like more expensive, can be quite crowded. So we're definitely seeing more people wanting to get out and see the winter wonderlands of the world. And also too, they're incredibly unique. You know, I'm talking about going to the Canadian Rockies, high Atlas Mountains in Morocco, the Christmas markets for a bit earlier in Europe are so different and unique. So yeah, I think there's that want to try something else, do something different, but then also looking at when you can get your holidays in, how do you make it work, the school, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, winter holidays are something that's growing rapidly, and I think it's a couple of things, just the practicality, and then also people wanting something different again, you know, trying to see the world, experience something unique.
What's maybe an idea or two of a unique spot? I know you mentioned a couple, but ones that maybe people haven't heard of if you're looking to do some winter travel. What sticks out?
Yeah, for me, one of the most interesting unique is Morocco. Very different. You're probably like, no, that's like deserts and whatever. Two things.
Think that during the winter months.
Two things there. Marrakesh is one of the most unique, bustling, fantastic, vibrant, colourful cities in the world. Like, I can't speak highly enough of the cultural differences and the experience of being in Marrakesh. And then you can go to the high Atlas Mountains, which is a stunning mountain range, and go and, you know, there's snow, it's cold, and go hiking in that part of the world. So it's a really dynamic holiday in the fact that you get the buzz of Marrakesh and then get to go see one of the most beautiful mountain ranges in the world in the high Atlas Mountains. So that's one that I'd highly recommend. And then the other two, I'll cheat here and add another one on.
Sure.
One, I'd go to Lapland and go dog sledding. Yeah, because I think that would be an incredibly unique experience. And be able to do that. And then the other one, which is closer to home, enables you to travel, easy to access over the next couple of months, would be the Canadian Rockies. Stuff like that, you can go snowshoeing in Jasper National Park, possibly see the Northern Lights. You know, that's a really cool, interesting holiday, and it's right pretty much at our doorstep. You can get there unique. So between those three, they're all relatively easier to get to with some nuances, but all very different, unique destinations.
It's funny that you mentioned the Northern Lights. So I think we've talked about how I went to Iceland, I think a year and a half ago, thinking, got this in a bag, going during October, never saw them once. But we're seeing a lot more about how prominent they are, especially in the Northern Hemisphere. We had that big, I think, solar event that happened just a couple of days ago where they were so prominent. Is that driving maybe people's some decisions about where they go during the winter months, hoping to see those in person?
Yeah, one of the reasons I was excited to be on today, I get to say the term Aurora Hunter. So there's been an increase in Aurora hunters and people being going out. So I think a couple of things are driving this. Social media, more people know about the access to the Northern Lights or the auroras that you can see. So it's creating more Aurora hunters. So, you know, you can see them in the Pacific Northwest. You can go up to Canada, you can do it in Iceland. There's different parts around the world. They are very temperamental, as you've learned. So there's no guarantee, which makes it a little bit more dicey. But yeah, also at the moment, there's a lot of activity. Like, I didn't expect to see on my social media so much here in just the Pacific Northwest.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, I know. Maybe I was a bit naive, but I feel like every weekend at the moment, there's some magical shot from somewhere in Washington of the lights. So yeah, there's a couple of things driving that. Again, that appetite for winter travel, but I think the social media is making people understand that it's probably more broader and you don't just have to go to Iceland to experience them.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some prominent pictures, I know, just this week up in Whatcom County, for example, of being pretty prominent. So you would think that some people might be thinking about even coming here to check them out too. Not necessarily making the flight to Iceland, but maybe stay at home.
Yeah, and I'm desperately there with my daughter at night before we go to bed. You know, there's too much light pollution, but we're outside our house in Ballard, like, oh, honey, can we see the...
I think it's kind of a feint up there, but you can't quite
I think
tell.
it's actually just the light tower on Queen Anne, but you know what I mean? We're trying to...
It can happen. Sometimes they can be quite prominent. Which winter, I mean, you're an Aussie. You've transplanted here to the Seattle area. Is there a winter trip that has stood out to you?
Yeah, I want to go to the Rockies. So
Yeah,
whether it's the Canadian or the American Rockies, I just think that they're so iconic. You see them in so many films and movies, and just that access to like complete wilderness. And as an Australian, you just don't have those amazing mountains. So for me, it's a bit of that culture, that Americana or Canadian culture you get access to, and then just the sheer breathtaking beauty of that part of the world. And I love snowshoeing. I can't snowboard or ski, so
I choose not to because I think it just doesn't work.
So snowshoeing and après are my two hobbies. So if I can do that in the Rockies, I'd be pretty happy.
One thing I know we haven't really talked about too much with your appearances on the show is what Intrepid Travel can do if somebody is looking for a winter trip like this. Maybe explain that a little bit. If people call you guys up or want to book a trip to you guys, what can you do?
Yeah, you can go to intrepidtravel.com. You can find our phone number, have a chat, give us a call. But we specialise in small group tours. And that means you can purchase a completely organised tour with us with about 15 other people, and we'll take care of every aspect of that trip. So all the meals, the accommodation, and then what really sets us apart is our local leaders. So on every trip, you'll have a local leader, and they're going to be your best friend, your gateway into that destination that's going to help you understand the nuances, get you access maybe to that secret bar or that particular type of food you want to try. So yeah, organised tours all over the world, and if you want to have a look, go to intrepidtravel.com.
Easy breezy. We just need a parka for all these winter excursions. What do you think? Should we go to Morocco?
Yeah, why not? Hey.
No brainer, right?
Sign me up. Is that even a question? Yeah.
I know, right?
Thank you.
Yep.